Hello, my beautiful Aquarius. Today we're going to go ahead and get into the energy for April 2026. I'm recording this on the 11th of April, so this is like your mid-energy month of reading, okay? So we're going to get into two main messages that are urgent from Spirit, and then we will get into your spread. So let's go ahead and get the cards ready for you. I want you to please take only the messages that resonate, okay? So let's begin now that we have your cards out. So your first two messages that are urgent from Spirit, you have here the Hanged and the Page of Wands, okay? So that's a very interesting combination. The Page of Wands is very much like this younger energy, this very fiery, passionate energy, kind of being in the moment energy, which is great, but you also have the Hanged One. So Spirit is asking you to see something from a different perspective. Also with the Page of Wands, Spirit is asking you to not act out of impulse, to not be so naive, to not believe everybody at face value. This is about kind of doing the proper research, seeing people's actions and believing their actions versus believing their words. So this is a really interesting energy about seeing the bigger picture. So that is the urgent message that Spirit has for you. Now, your main energy for the month here is the Magician. The Magician is showing you that you can and you have the ability to bring in whatever it is that you want in your life. But the Magician ultimately is all about taking the steps, right? So this is a card of action, right? This is where we are not in a moment of pause anymore. We are taking action. We are seeing how we can strategize towards the goal, okay? So very strong manifestation energy, but also a big ask for you to get clear on what exactly it is that you want, okay? You have here in the crossing energy is the Judgment. So this is something that can indicate that you are not seeing clearly some situation in your life. That could make sense as to why the Hanged One in the Page of Wands is showing up there as the main over us the urgent messages for you, because the Judgment being here in the blockage, it can indicate that you are not seeing something that can really impact you. So there's like a blind spot here going on, and we will clarify that in a moment. We have here as to why is this happening. Three of Swords. Some of you guys have been hurt recently. This is an energy of healing, but you're still going through the motions. You're still going through the motions of understanding the lesson behind this experience, okay? And then we have here the Seven of Wands in the near future, which is this energy of pushing forward, making your own way. This is also about establishing strong boundaries with people. And this is about not losing sight on what it is that you want. So that's really interesting, because now this is like protection on your, goal, your desire, like you're really focused on moving forward. And the Seven of Wands can feel exhausting, but it's still an energy of you really protecting your own essence, okay? And then we have here the Lovers. And the Lovers is showing up as the outcome, which means that there is a decision that you have to make. And it makes sense, especially because we have here the Judgment as your block. We have this energy of you needing to take the proper steps. So in order for you to take the proper steps, you need to be informed. So let's go ahead and get into this Judgment energy. So the Judgment being here as your crossing energy, I can sense that there is something that you're not quite aware of right now. So you have here the Strength, which shows like the inner endurance. This is about believing in yourself, having the confidence to be able to overcome the obstacle. You have Seven of Swords. Yeah, there's something that's coming up, okay? Something is coming from the shadows. This is an energy of something happening behind your back with the Seven of Swords. And then you have the High Priestess. There's absolutely a secret being revealed, okay? All of these cards indicate something coming through the surface that you just didn't exactly expect, but this helps you, right, to get you in the right direction, okay? Because now you won't be in this blind spot anymore. Your blind spot will be cleared. And then the Magician energy, you have here the Five of Swords. So this is really interesting. It could be that you need to take action because there's an environment that might not be necessarily the best for you. And Spirit is saying you need to take action on this pretty urgently. You have here the Nine of Wands. It could feel like you have gone through quite a bit of hassles of, you have gone through a lot of I guess you could say like experiences that have been quite difficult. This is the wounded warrior energy, but nonetheless, this is an energy of not giving up. So that is showing up there in the reading. And then you have here the Six of Wands, which means that you will be victorious. Okay, so whatever you decide to move forward with, because again, the Magician is that energy of moving forward, taking actions, knowing what you have right now that you can use to go ahead, right, to get to the goal. And the Six of Wands is a card of celebration. So you have your experience with the wounded warrior, Nine of Wands energy, your experience, right, you being on guard is actually a benefit to you in this very much time, because it will prepare you to whatever energy you have to deal with this Five of Swords in your environment, which is dealing with snakes, essentially dealing with people that have ulterior motives. And it seems like you're going to come on top, because that Six of Wands is clarifying that here. And that also makes sense because you have that Seven of Wands saying that you need to establish really strong boundaries in the near future. So let's see what the Seven of Wands is talking about. Seven of Wands, what do we have? Yeah, we have Four of Pentacles. It's about protecting yourself. Protection, Four of Pentacles, preserving that. Eight of Cups, having to walk away from certain things that do not serve you anymore. What else? And then the Ten of Cups, right? So you're walking away, you're protecting yourself so you can get to your emotional fulfillment. That's Seven of Wands energy, right? You are putting all the boundaries up, okay? You are not letting anybody disrespect you, cross you. You're done with that. And it has to do with you finding out a revelation of maybe you have been too kind, and I feel like maybe someone has abused your kindness, and you're going to find that out, and that's going to make you change completely the way that you go about things. You're going to see things from a different perspective. With the Lovers, you have here the Nine of Pentacles. So I feel like the Nine of Pentacles shows independent success, which also confirms that with the Six of Wands. There's this energy of success. So that could be that this is like a work reading for some of you guys. But the Nine of Pentacles ultimately shows independence. So this is about you being able to stand on your own 2 feet, about not needing the support of anybody, and just kind of having that moment to yourself of saying, you know what, I got this. I'm fine. I don't need people to come up in here and, you know what I mean? Like, that's a really beautiful energy. And then you have here the Six of Pentacles, which also indicates that you are balancing something out, okay? That is the energy of balance. So making a decision here with the Gemini energy, with the Lovers, you're making a decision here, and I feel like your decision is to walk away, because it shows here with the Eight of Cups, it shows that you are being shown something that is just not, you know, deserving to you. And then you have the Magician in the main heart of the reading, which shows taking action towards something. So the decision ultimately is you choosing what are you willing to tolerate in your life. Do you want to stay in the same situation now, knowing the what's happening? I mean, you can fight against it, don't get me wrong, but is it really worth it, right? So that's mainly the decision for you. Is it really worth it? Give me one last card. Okay, this one popped up, it almost fell. We have here the Five of Wands. Is it really worth it? Five of Wands, I would say no, it's not worth it. This is a card of bickering. This is the card of arguments, disagreements, disrespect. Why would you want to deal with this when you could just simply, you know what I mean, walk away, disengage, and take care of yourself, right? So if this is like a business reading or a work related reading, this doesn't necessarily mean like you have to leave your job, but you can kind of leave behind the, you know, being with the colleagues and engaging with the colleagues. Like, you can move in a different way, you know what I mean? And for others, this can symbolize that yes, you might need to leave completely a situation. So it really is up to you. How would you handle this? But what I will say is that there is something that you will be finding out about, you will be completely aware of, and it will make you look at things from a different perspective, okay? So with that being said, please let me know if this reading resonated with you in any kind of way. And if it did, drop me a comment down below, like and subscribe if you do want to support my channel, and I'll see you guys on the next reading. Bye.